Hey guys, it's Oberstadt, and in today's video I'm going to be doing two looks with two palettes. I'm going to be taking the BH Cosmetics Capricorn palette and the Love Signs palette using the Capricorn shades out of here. Now the Capricorn shades in this palette don't really go with this one. The Capricorn shades here are like a bluish green turquoisey shade shimmer, and then you have this like really bright turquoise shade, and then you have browns and a mauve. So I'm going to be doing two looks with this palette, one on one eye and one on the other eye, and this is going to be the second video that I've done with the Capricorn palette. I did record two looks, two palettes with this yesterday with using the big Zodiac palette, so I will leave that linked up in the cards if you want to see that. I'm not quite sure when these will go up or what videos will be done in between them, but this is like a little new video series that I'm doing. If you have like the little palettes and one of the big palettes, that's why I'm doing this, so that you can have a chance to look at the palettes that you own and recreate looks using them. If you have specific palettes and you want looks, like say you have Aquarius and you have Taurus, but you don't have like Pisces or Capricorn, then I will try and do like two looks, two palettes with those as well. So let me know down in the comment section below if you want to see like looks either in specific color stories, or if you want to see me use specific palettes put against each other. So if you are interested in seeing two looks, two palettes, then keep on watching, because I'm going to go ahead and get started. Now with this Capricorn palette, I don't know. I was thinking of doing some like different things with it than I've done with some of the other palettes, but I think I'm going to go into this darker shade right here, which is more of like a neutral brown, and it's darker than I would use for a transition shade. And I do have my little makeup cloth here to clean up any like fallout or anything before I do regular face makeup. But I'm going in real light-handed. And then I'm going to take the top shade here and buff over that using the same brush. Now, if you want that darker here, you can go back over it again, but I think I'm going to go into the shade here, which is really dark, and I'm going to grab a smaller like detailing brush. This is the Morphe E36, and I'm going to use this to darken. I'm gonna go back over that and blend just a little bit. I do have some fallout on my cheek. But I'm trying not to drag the color out too far. Alright, now I think what I'm gonna do is grab this like purpley shade right here. It's kind of like a gunmetal color. I'm going to press this over the half mark and then all the way out towards the edge of my eye. And then I'm going to grab the center shade. Okay, I will clean up this side in just a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and move on to the other eye, and then I'll clean up everything at once and then do corrector underneath my eyes and blush, bronzer, highlight, and then I'll come back and do the lower lash line. I just want to wipe my fingers off. Okay, now on the other eye, I'm going to be actually taking this blue shade here, which is the Capricorn matte shade in this palette. And I'm going to put this lower where my actual crease is, because I'm going to go back in with the other palette and put a shade over that. I am dragging it up just a little bit. Now, taking the first brush that I used with the other eye look, I'm going in to the very first shade here, and I'm going to buff that over the top of that. And then just go back in with this brush, not picking up any more product. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm now going to take this like maroonish shade right here and put this on my lid. Almost stuck my finger in the wrong shade. It's kind of like a cranberry color. And then I'm going to grab the blue Capricorn shade from here on my pinky. Now this is a very chunky formula. I'm going to grab the little palette and hold that because I don't have enough finger space. And then I'm going to run this over my brow bone too. And then I'm going to grab a little bit more of that matte shade from the Love Signs palette and just buff over those two. Okay, I'm going to grab a little brush and grab the blue shade on that because it doesn't want to like stay up here. All right, that's a little better. Now I've got blue fallout everywhere. So let me clean up my face and I will come back with blush, bronzer, highlight and do the lower lash line. Okay, so I have the rest of my face done. Now to do my under eyes. I'm actually going to take a little brush and I'm going to go in to this matte Capricorn shade. And I'm going to grab my little palette so I have a mirror. And I'm going to put this underneath my lash line right up close to my lashes. And I went inner to outer corner on this. And then I'm going to take the first brush that I used and that very first shade and then just buff around the edge. And with my pinky, I'm going to grab the center shade. So there's one under eye done. Now with the other one, I'm going to go ahead and take the same matte blue shade. And I'm just connecting it out there. Then I'm going to take the brush that I used it with on this side and then blend out. And I have it angled up towards my eyelashes. I don't want to drag it down. I want it to stay where I put it. Now with the little brush that I used for the blue, I'm going to go into this like cranberry shade here that I used on the outer half of my lid. And I'm going to put this on the inner corner to kind of like do opposites. So this shade is over here, so I'm putting it here. And I'm going to put it in the inner corner as well. And just kind of do like a swoop and connect it from the inner corner to the under eye. And it looks like I got mascara on my eyelid. And there we have that eye finished. And give me just a second, I will zoom you guys in and let you see the finished look up close, and then I will zoom back out and talk about these colors. Okay, so before I get into the breakdown of the two palettes for these looks, I will run over what's going on the rest of my face. Corrector and concealer is the Physicians Formula in light yellow. The mascara is the Thrive Cosmetics mascara over the Smashbox X-rated one. I'm testing to see how well they play together. Last time I put that mascara over another one, it didn't play so nice. I am using the Sugar Beauty blush. I have the e.l.f. matte lip cream, whatever, in Tea Rose with the Dominique Cosmetics Strawberry Lemonade lip gloss over it. I used the Hoola bronzer, and I was pulling this out to use it, put it on my roll cart, and it jumped off face first onto the floor. So I did use my ABH Aurora palette, and we have some bad news, people. I have like finger pressed them back in the pans, but all of the shades are like lifting out of the pan. So I might have to put a couple drops of 90% isopropyl alcohol on it and then try and repress it with like a paper towel or something instead of just using my finger, because just using my finger over it kind of like rearranged them in the pan a little bit and left some divots in other spots. So I will find something that's about that size and use it to press it back into the pan, because those are like very wet formulas, and even though I got it at TJ Maxx, it is still a very wet formula. Okay, now that all the bookkeeping is done, these colors, the Love Signs palette, where the hell did they get turquoise blue for a Capricorn shade? I was talking with Sylvia, who's one of my subscribers, on Facebook about this, and she's into Zodiac stuff too, and she was perplexed by some of the colors that they put in here for some of the signs, and I am right there with her. So what she suggested that I do is like a breakdown video of the various signs and swatching out like the colors that are in all of the Zodiac palettes with the perspective Zodiac signs, and then doing an arm swatch on the other arm of the shades that it should be. So if you want to see that done, I need to do more research. I need to pull out my books. She even said she would help. She's a teacher in Portugal. I commend her for that. Teaching is a very hard profession. I know not every student likes school. I know I did, but I'm kind of bookish and nerdy. So I was very, I didn't know what I was going to do with this turquoise shade. I really didn't. I'm glad with how it turned out. It is beautiful. I do like putting that turquoise and the hot pink in here together. Like I've done a look with just this blue and this hot pink down here, which was a Gemini. Yeah, that's the Gemini shade, people. The Gemini palette is like orange and yellow. And in here you have like a brick red and a hot pink. I've also done, used the Aries matte, which is just like a little bit toned down pink, and this Gemini shade, and I've done the pink, and then the gold from the Cancer shade. So I do like the brighter colors, and I'm not really, when I see a neutral palette, I'm like, yeah. Now this one, everybody was yawning over this one, but these three shades here, let me swatch them on my hand. You have this like coppery shade, and then you have a gunmetal shade, and then you have this like rosy burgundy like cranberry shade in here. So even though it might look yawn, these are stunning. Now this is a perfect palette for anybody who wears neutral colors to work. There are a couple of more colorful shades. I wouldn't say this is a colorful palette. This is a very neutral palette. You have 5 mattes, and then the main 3 shimmers, and then the center shade, which I use as a highlight. This is a very, very versatile palette. This is something that I would expect people to enjoy that wear and prefer neutral shadows. These blend like a dream. These are amazing shadows. There's cat hair in this one. Go away. You have like a cool shadow, a warm shadow, like a more cool-based, cool, neutral, and then of course these are all kind of like a neutral undertone, as well as the center shade is a very neutral undertone. It doesn't pull cool or warm. So I think with the mix of dark, cool versus warm versus neutral shadows in here, and you saw I used the dark shadow in the crease on this eye, and you can go in like very lightly and blend it, and it doesn't look as dark as this. Now you can get this shade, but if you don't want it this dark, just go in very light-handedly, grip the base of your brush, like back here. Anywhere from like here back on a brush, you're gonna have the least amount of pressure on your eye. If you want the most impact on your brush, grab it up here on the ferrule, because that's going to give you more density, more compact pressure on that eye area in order to get that of color that you want. So keep that in mind when working with these shadows. But I'm happy with how these turned out. I really do like, I mean, I enjoy these palettes. These are like my favorite palettes. And like, you know, people are crazy, or they're telling me I'm crazy for wanting to get them all. There's a reason I want to get them all. I enjoy them. I like them. They're affordable. I can get them for half off. You know, where are you going to find 9 eyeshadows for $7.40 that perform like this and don't perform like this? This palette here was $10. This one was $7.40. This one here I would throw in the trash if I didn't have use for a few shades in here. I'm actually deciding on whether or not I want to declutter this. So yeah, I'm like, don't get me started. I have my issues. But I think for the price, you can pick this up for $18, which is what I did the day, what was it, the day before Thanksgiving last year, or the day of, I don't know, it was like as soon as it launched, the midnight, it was like midnight when I ordered this palette. I think they increased the price. These used to be $24. Now the Zodiac palettes are like $28. I've never paid that price for these. I've paid $18 for both of them. So you always have to like stay on top of BH Cosmetics to get really good prices. Use Shop Tagger. I have it linked in the description box in all of my videos for a reason. Use Ebates to get cash back on your purchases. Like they had one the other day for BH Cosmetics that was 7% cash back. You can sign up with Ebates. It's free to use. You don't have to pay for anything. All you need is a PayPal email address to have the money deposited to, and then like every quarter you'll get money back from whatever purchases that you make on websites. The Shop Tagger will not only help you find the lowest price, but it will also show you like coupons and stuff that you can use for the websites. I also use Honey. Honey is a coupon app. Now sometimes you can't use Honey and Ebates. You can use one or the other. So you have to be careful and make sure your Ebates doesn't like disconnect from the sale. But you can always go back into Ebates later and submit like the order number and then how much and all that kind of stuff, and then they'll give you credit for the purchase. So if you want a breakdown video on how to use Ebates, how I use Ebates, that kind of thing, let me know. I will be happy to sit at my computer and screen record how to do that, because it really is an easy process. It's easy to use, and if you like are missing money or can't find it, I can show you how to get it back. Not all purchases qualify for Ebates, but most of them do. So any way that I can help you guys save money is what I'm, you know, I look for myself, so I want to pass that information on to you guys. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this up here. I'm Rebecca Oberstadt. Hopefully you all have a great day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.